now, because in time of possession, it has been all Stampeders taking that ball from their 25 and moving it right along into Alouette territory, up by 18 at the end of 3.
You're watching the CFL Live, and we're at the quarter. Brought to you by 1-800-HI-IT'S-ME. It's the cheapest way to call. Collect.
I think they were playing a little Van Halen jump there at the end of the third quarter, and that is what the Alouettes need in the fourth. You know, we talked earlier in this game about the difference, both these guys being backups, but Calvillo having the experience, and Burris really, this is his first go-around in the league, but kind of looks the opposite. Calvillo's been making the rookie mistakes. Burris has been solid.
You know, Burris has done a remarkable job of taking George Cortez's game plan, the situations, and executing them. Early in the game, he used his athletic ability, had a nice touch pass in the end zone. But what impressed me is he put a 10-play, 57-yard drive together that took well over 5 minutes off the clock. That's going to determine the winner and loser in this game. He's played well because he's worked very closely with Cortez, and they're on the same page, James.
All right, now I want to get you updated again, that Edmonton-Hamilton game, and Eskimo fans, you might want to do a little kind of this thing because it's real ugly again. Neil on green, tipped by Mike Philbrick.
Mike Philbrick tips the football, interception, Rob Hitchcock, big play. Defensive line helping out the secondary to make plays happen for the Hamilton Ticats.
Rob Hitchcock's third interception of the game, 41-8. Whatever was wrong with the Hamilton Tiger Cats is not wrong tonight. And Neil on green, after looking so impressive early on in the season, struggling big time tonight. The Eskimos getting blown away at Ivor Wynne. Time to send you back to Montreal for fourth quarter action. Here again are Rod and Matt.
Hey, you like football, you've got something to cheer about. We got another game coming up after this one in Montreal. Second part of our doubleheader as the BC Lions looking to stay unbeaten. They're 3-0 and they're hosting Winnipeg. John Wells and Glenn Sitter will be standing by with that one on CFL Live. A lot of fans showing up today. Crowd of over 19,000, a sellout, and they added more seats for this one. Unfortunately, they haven't got the result they were looking for, at least not right now. Montreal Alouettes, a very good home team, too. That's since 96 and 97, they played at Olympic Stadium the last 2 years here, and I know they love to play at this facility. What a nice night. You get the nice view from the mountain here at McGill University. Great view of the city. A much better place to play football, I'd say.
Yeah, we were out there somewhere last night. Don't know where, but we were out there enjoying Montreal.
I'll tell you about it later. Here on the screen, they set it up, and Kelvin Anderson takes it, and he gets it down to the 26 on that second and long. It'll be shy of a first down.
You know, the young quarterback is executing at a high efficiency rate right now. Credit, I can't say this enough, the calling of the plays right now to give that kid an opportunity to have success. Why force the situation and push it down the field there when it's not there? He checks down and throws underneath and keeps his team in a situation to put 3 more points up on the board. Just a tremendous job of communication by this man, George Cortez, and the young quarterback, Mr. Henry Burris from Temple University.
And Mark McLaughlin 2 for 2 tonight. Trying to add to that total. He missed his first 2 of the season, and then he has hit 10 in a row since then. He gets this one away from the 35. And he's got lost the distance, and it's good, and it is now a 21-point lead. 3 converted touchdowns. Henry Burris and the Stamps are leading it in the fourth on CFL Live.
Swipe your club card to Safeway.
The third quarter stats are brought to you by Castrol GTX. Drive hard. Talk about driving hard, Matt, and controlling the clock. Look at the time of possession for Calgary.
That's incredible right there. 29 minutes, almost 30 minutes of football, and just over 3 quarters of play. The thing that, why they're able to do this, right here. 130 yards rushing, establish the line of scrimmage, 24 first downs. That's just great numbers for an entire game, let alone 3 quarters of football.
Well, Tracy Ham, not exactly sure when he'll be ready to come back. A hip pointer he suffered a couple of weeks ago in Hamilton. Anthony Calvillo has done a wonderful job up until this game. He was 11 for 15 filling in for him in Hamilton. 22 of 30 last week and a couple of touchdown passes against Winnipeg. And tonight moving the ball very well, Matt.
Yeah, Rod, he had 2 interceptions. One that was going in for a touchdown, and the other one that cost him a touchdown. That's a 14-point swing there. And otherwise, it'd be 31-28 right now.
2 very big turnovers, and they're going to have to start deep Unless Haskins can get out of this jam, he doesn't. He's finally taken down. And that is Aldi Henry. And it is Tracy Ham coming on to play now. We had asked Charlie Taft yesterday if there was any situation he could imagine, other than a Calvillo injury, where Ham would come in, and Charlie basically said Anthony Calvillo would have to be pretty bad. I don't know if this is so much an indictment on Calvillo's play or to shake up the team, but here comes Tracy.
I don't know. You know, two passes. Otherwise, Anthony Calvillo's had a tremendous football game tonight. Yeah, those were costly throws. Tracy Ham is injured. His hip is still injured. It's not his knee. He told me he's fine. Now he comes in the game 21 points down with just under 14 minutes to go. I'm not sure I agree with this call.
And look at the numbers for Calvillo. With the exception of those 2 picks, not bad at all. Not a lot of production. Nothing to show for it. What a catch. Chuck climbing. First play by Ham, and Ham takes some punishment on the play.
This is what I'm concerned with. You're down 21. Yeah, you can come back for 21 points easily in the fourth quarter. But then you're just looking at, you know, the situation here. Tracy, play action fake. Climbing coming right here off the edge right here. Dragging, trying to get back to Tracy's face. Tracy stands in there, knows he's going to get hit by Johnson. And he delivers a strike. Jack Climbing makes it look easy.
That time he delivers, but it is past the intended receiver, overthrown. Flags down on the play, however.
Tracy's certainly going to spark this offense here, regardless of how well Anthony was playing or how well he's been playing the last 2 games. But
there's no infraction on the play. The ball was uncatchable.
Some interference on it, but the Ham throw, they say, is just too far, and much to the displeasure of the fans here in Montreal.
I was speaking with Tracy, Rod, before the game. He's telling me, hey, if I've learned one thing, I'm in this for the long haul. And here he is putting the rest of the season on the line by playing injured.
The problem is the hip now. The problem was the knee in the offseason. He had surgery, thought of retirement. That pass knocked away by the rookie Kevin Johnson, and it falls incomplete, and the Alouettes will have to punt.
Tracy also told me that, you know, he was rusty. He just didn't have the reps, and, you know, it wasn't that he was hurt in week 1 and why he looked so rusty. He just didn't have the reps. And here he's asked to spark a club that's down 21 points, playing injured, and that's certainly, you know, Coach Taft's call. Hopefully shake up this offense and maybe send a message to Anthony Calvillo. But I'm not sure if I agree with that message.
It's remarkable to say that there have only been 4 punts in this game so far. Here comes number 5. Terry Baker standing inside his 15. Gets another pretty good one away as it gets down to the Calgary 42. Marvin Coleman on the return, and he is taken down there. 42-yard kick for Baker. Calgary has the ball, and a huge lead, up by 21 on CFL Live. Sure, you watch TSN Sunday for 100 years of Canadian sports, great moments. That's coming up at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Pacific time.
Yeah, Coach Taft here is making some decisions here with his football club. I'm not sure if folks, I don't know how you feel about it at home, but I question it because you got a veteran quarterback you need for the long haul that is out there playing injured now, 21 points down, trying to spark his club for a comeback. Look at the big picture. Get your quarterback healthy, get him in there so he can be productive through the mid part of the season and certainly at the end of the season, as opposed to risking further injury down 21 when Anthony Calvillo wasn't playing poorly in the first place. 2 throws that cost him dearly, but I don't believe in the message that he's trying to send to him right now.
I can remember a situation, you can talk about it more in a moment, where you had some injuries to deal with, and I'm sure you wanted to play, particularly with the Argos back in the early 90s. First of all, it's 2nd and 8. After the short gain by Anderson, that one falls incomplete. So the Stampeders will be punting. But back in the game story so far, it's quite a story for the Calgary Stampeders and Burris.
It's just you know, there's misleading numbers here. You know, these aren't. These are fantastic numbers by a young quarterback making his first start. This is the most important thing right up here, getting her done. Right here, these are misleading. 124 yards passing for Anthony Calvillo. That's very misleading, ladies and gentlemen, because he's playing some good football. 2 plays caught him. But, Rod, there's some situations where this may sound funny, but I did not want to play because I knew I was hurt and I'd further injure myself and risk possibly playing in the postseason. And I was put in those situations, and that's exactly what happened. I got hurt even worse, and I missed the postseason playoffs. And then I was tagged with being the glass quarterback. And, you know, it's an unfair situation.
Thomas Haskins on the return, so the Alouettes have the ball. Tracy Ham, the quarterback, down big time, 31-10. Now, I know it's Thursday night, but Adidas Friday Night Football is coming tomorrow. Taylor Field and Regina. It's the Barkers, Jay and Jim, against Cal Murphy's Saskatchewan Roughriders and his veteran on defense, Willie Flesch. It's all for you here on TSN. Adidas Friday Night Football tomorrow. Got that one for you. Toronto and Saskatchewan. A couple of teams a little slower out of the gate at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. And then later today, the second half of our doubleheader. BC Place, John Wells and Glenn Suter will have that for you. The Bombers and the 3-0 Lions need to stay unbeaten. And at home tonight, that is coming up next after this one here. It's got 11:32 on the board in the fourth quarter. And the Alouettes down by a ton. 31-10. Ham in for a second drive and gives it to Pringle this time. Mike Pringle, a good gain up across the 40 to the 46-yard line.
This is normally the time of game that Montreal is able to continue to pound out the running game and put teams away. And now they find themselves in a situation where they're just trying to sustain drives and create something offensively in a very unfamiliar territory for them right now.
I'm sure Calgary will let them run the football all they want now as it kills clock in the fourth quarter. They pass that time. Jock Climby, another one from Tracy Ham. He gets a first down close to midfield. Something you were talking about before, though, in that situation. How do you temper the anxiety or the desire to come back and play even though you are hurting, and also not wanting to get hurt even more?
Well, it's the monitoring of the injury. You know, there's times when you're injured and you play. I mean, you just do it. You see it throughout everybody's career. But there are times when you know that if they ask you to play, it's going to be detrimental to the future of the team and your health, and it's going to be critical in postseason play. And I hate to see Tracy Ham in that situation right now so early in the season, because I'd like to see him healthy towards the end of the year. I'd like to see AC in right now, getting some good first down, trying to work into some rhythm, because you're going to need him later on in the year too.
Pass incomplete for Chris Armstrong, who was slow to get up, and is up back in the huddle now.
Turf gets awfully hard out there, falling all different funny ways, and looks like he just kind of got caught up there, and it's like playing on concrete.
2nd and 10 for the Alouettes. Ham steps up. He's got a completion. Pringle catching the football short of first down across the Calgary 50, but a situation, I am sure, where they will be going for it on third down. Not much of a choice. Down by 3 touchdowns.
Here's a good look at Tracy Ham dropping back in the pocket. And for your younger quarterbacks, you know, Tracy gets away with this, and it's kind of his style, but you can see the ball right down low in that carriage, and doesn't have it up in, you know, by his shoulder pads, and doesn't have 2 hands on it. He almost got that ball knocked out of his hands because he was holding it like a loaf of bread, and Tracy's been like that, and he's gotten away with that over the course of his career. But kids, secure that football and make sure that you have 2 hands on it the whole time and go back in the pocket.
There's a flag down on that play as it goes incomplete. Jack Kellogg in on the coverage of Jock Climby and knocking it away. And that was a third down play. A gamble, not much of a gamble, of course, as said, because they're down by so much. But it will move the sticks, though.
For 4, first down.
Excellent move by Tracy, drawing him offsides, mixing up the count. You know, the guys get rhythmical out there. Anthony's been, you know, using a different cadence out there, calling the play, going on 1, going on 2. Tracy comes out there, 3rd and short, mixes it up, draws him offsides.
So first down, Alouettes. Ham to throw again, has a man deep. knocked away. Good coverage by Kellogg again on Chris Armstrong.
Tremendous makeup speed there, tremendous makeup speed. You got Chris Armstrong lined up here on the inside, right here, coming from the inside. Kellogg is straight up in front of him. He's just going to run. They're just running a post and a wheel. Kellogg is beat actually here. The ball's hanging up. He does a great job of looking over the top of his shoulder, outside shoulder, and gets a hand on it. That's called recovery, and that's called being an athlete right there and making it happen. He ensures that he doesn't tip the ball forward. He tips it back. That's a big-time play by Mr. Kellogg.
But another penalty called against the Stampeders moves Montreal to the Calgary 30. First down. And it's completed to Pringle again. The second reception of the game and of this drive as it gets to the down to the 25-yard line. So Ham has them on the move with the help of some penalties as well. 9 minutes and counting on the clock. A lot to make up for on the scoreboard for Montreal. Ham throws.
Great effort. Great effort by Ben Cahoon.
And there's some life in this stadium here in Montreal. We haven't heard much noise, understandably, especially in the second half, but that gets them going. Nice effort, second and third efforts there by Ben Cahoon to hit Pater.
I don't care if you're getting beat by 50 points. You see an effort like that, you're going to get up off your seat and cheer. Great effort.
The convert by Terry Baker, so it's down to 31-17 and 2 touchdowns there behind.
Tracy just being patient, kind of moves the pocket a little bit, throws it out in the flat, lets Mr. Cahoon do the rest. Right here, over the top. He knows he's going to have to cut back right here. Breaks the tackle, spins. Secure the rock there, Mr. Cahoon. We saw it happen a couple weeks ago in Hamilton. You never know. Put that ball away. And as Brian Kelly used to tell me, act like you've been there before. He certainly has.
One of the products of BYU on this team, Neil Fort being the other one, but Cahoon, even though didn't live in Canada really, born as a Canadian and hence non-import status.
Yeah, Tracy feels good about this. You know, hey, I'm getting some playing time here. I've got my team rolling here. Hey, we just might have a chance. 8.5 minutes to go. Anthony's over going, hey, get her going. You know, I admit I made a couple mistakes, but hey, we can overcome this.
4 catches, 58 yards on that touchdown in his second year. Getting a little bit more action tonight.
And Corby Jones over there, the third-team quarterback, telling Ben how good he is, and Ben's going, no big deal. Do it all the time. We should do all the time at BYU. Jock's going, yeah, look like me. They're having a good time. They're in this thing, 8.5 to go.
Well, we have seen leads bigger than this evaporate in less time. So it is certainly possible here. And I think fans can feel that too. A little more life is in the crowd right now as they were setting up for the onside kick.
Caught Calgary off guard, and Wally Buono did the smart thing. Instead of taking a chance of having the turnover there and not being prepared, he called timeout so he could pull his guys over to the sidelines and have a little chit-chat, make sure they're on the same page.
And maybe they thought that they wouldn't be trying the onside so soon with still over 8 minutes to go. I mean, they thought that was for a little bit later. Ready for it now. The scoring drive led by Tracy Ham. He's got the Alouettes to within 14 points, and there it is. 8 plays, 74 yards in just under 3 minutes. Ben Cahoon taking it 24 yards and eluding William Hampton. Also Greg Frères to get into the end zone for the Alouettes. They're set up now for the short kick. And now they go back into a regular kickoff formation and kick it deep. So they try fooling the stance that way, and it looks like they do. Kelvin Anderson has to take it back at his 2. And his return gets up across the 20, but first they show short kick. Stamps make some adjustments, and then they go ahead and kick it normally, and they've got better field position. Calgary hemmed back to the 20.
Some ingenuity there by Coach Charlie Taft and his staff. Fans certainly appreciate it. It's fun to watch. They had the onsides going, then everybody runs over here, and then they think the onside's happening over here. Then boom, he kicks it deep over the top of everybody. Actually, Kelvin Anderson had a nice little return on it, but exciting football.
Well, the Alouettes have got a good defense heading into this game. Need to hold strong now with the clock down to 8:20 here in the scoreboard at Molson Stadium and counting. Burris, you know Calgary's going to want to keep it along the ground and eat up that clock, and they do. They hand off to Kelvin Anderson.
This is when a young quarterback like Henry Burris, yes, he's played remarkably well in the first 3 quarters. Last 8 minutes trying to seal the deal and get a victory for your team. Your first as a starter. This is where he's going to learn a lot about the game and grow and mature as a young quarterback.
And as you said before, it looks like he already has in so many ways. Sitting back as a 3rd stringer in behind Dave Dickinson and Jeff Garcia last year. Swift Birch on a 2nd and 5. Defense must hold. Burris with time and a completion and a Calgary first down to the 40. Vince Danielson, number 88.
Just incredible play by the offensive line. Just giving the young man an opportunity to throw those high percentage completion throws. Rocco Romano just doing a super job of just driving right here. Rocco doing a great job on Mr. Birch. Sets up, he's in control, good punch, fights back, got help from Mr. Kim. Says, hey, you ain't going anywhere. That's a young quarterback. I'm giving him some help he needs, and we're winning this football game.
1st and 10, Calgary on the 40. Clock's under 7 minutes now. A big first down for the Stamps. And a handoff to Kelvin Anderson. Lots of room. Outside and more. First down, still more. Kelvin Anderson could go. Finally taken out of bounds. Well inside Alouette territory, inside the 30.
Hey, that was unbelievable, Rod. He showed all kinds of bursts there. Made people miss, got out and around, showed some great speed down the sidelines.
Did we say that Calgary had struggled with the running game heading into this game?
This is regular speed, folks. Watch how fast he moves here. Then right here, he's almost at a complete standstill, and boom, like shot out of a cannon, and almost went the distance.
Well, what's just as damaging as the potential for more points to Calgary is the fact that they are taking valuable ticks off the clock that Montreal could certainly use. 1st and 10 Alouette, or excuse me, Calgary, the Alouettes 31, running again. Anderson again, good gain again, but 6 yards. The 2nd and 4. The clock continues to move.
George is having some kind of fun tonight. Got to be approaching upwards of 30 first downs. And then you got Kelvin Anderson is enjoying his 7th career 100-yard game here tonight. Having a great night. Look at those numbers.
He's having a Mike Pringle type of night.
He certainly is. They've turned the tide, turned the tables.
Working out of the shotgun on a 2nd and 4. Burris throws. Complete. Touchdown, Stampeders. But there is a flag down.
Well, last week we saw Don Matthews and his defensive unit pressure the young quarterback in a lot of situations. And what did he do? He looked inside to his slots. He looked.
7, penalties decline. Touchdown's good.
Alfred Payton with the offside for the 2nd touchdown of the game for Travis Moore.
Alfred Payton comes here from the right. Burris knows that, you know, there's a blitz situation. He's been here before, and he throws a strike to Mr. Moore for an easy score. We saw it last week. He did it twice. He put the knife in Edmonton, and he's putting the knife in Montreal here this evening.
25-yard TD catch from Henry Burris. He's had himself quite a night. Travis Moore, 3 touchdowns now in the season. And the fans starting to file out, as you can see, and they look into the end zone and the new seats that were added for this game. The convert is good. Now the Alouettes got within 2 touchdowns. Now the lead is back to 3. 38-17 Calgary on CFL Live. Well, Calgary couldn't ask for more from Travis Moore. A couple of touchdowns now to help put this thing away with 5:33 to go. And a big lead again, 21 points for Calgary, man.
Travis Moore, the beneficiary of, of great play by the offensive line, great play calling by George Cortez. We've harped out on all night. Wally Blount has got to be pleased.
Maybe
Just exceptional offensive play.
maybe a little more comfortable here in his native city of Montreal. Wally Blount back for a visit, and it's been a pretty good visit this time. It hasn't been for a couple of years.